Hey, you awesome people, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty, giving you my weekly comic book review for September 13th, 2023. All right, all of you amazing, wonderful, great people. I really do. I really appreciate you taking the time to join me for this comic book review. I will say this one's going to be a little bit shorter. I couldn't cover quite as much. I have several more Marvel comic books that I plan to be reading. It's just currently I don't have time. It's just been a lot of hustle and bustle to keep track of and keep up to date on everything, so I'm going to only be able to cover some of it. But let's dive right in. So for those of you who are new to the channel, I've got my notes here. That's what you're going to be hearing there. But I give you my views on comic books with a score of 0 through 10, 7 being in the average area. And so you're probably going to find more in that area. Any below is less than average, any above is, hey, it's really good. But I also give you the opinion of the people on League of Comics Geeks. I use that website too, so you don't get just my opinion, you're going to get theirs as well. So you can see and maybe get something that's different than my views. And I'm going to give you just a really brief bit of my thoughts about that comic book as well. So here we go. We're going to start with Dawn of DC, Batman and Robin #1. An exciting new chapter begins. Whereas on League of Comic Geeks, 289 out of 305 liked it with a 4 average rating. That's pretty darn strong, which is higher than I gave it because I gave it a 7.01. This is a brand new father and son adventure from Joshua Williamson. Yeah, father and son. I think that's cool seeing Bruce and Damian together and seeing them, their relationship get better, hopefully, because they've had a pretty rough ride there. And this comes on the heels of Night Terrors. A lot has happened to the dynamic duo, but now they're back together and ready to fight crime in Gotham, just in time for Batman's most monstrous rogues to team up to turn the city into an urban jungle. Yeah, here's the thing. The art was okay in this issue, but I didn't think it was that great. I'm not a big fan of that style. Let me know if you are. I thought it's a decent intro story, to be honest. Not bad there. And, the one weird thing is there's a panel where Batman doesn't check the tea or whatever, and Damian was like, hey, look, you didn't even check to see if I was poisoning you this time. And Batman's like, oh, yeah, well, I think we're past that kind of thing by now. And I'm sorry, but as much as they've been through, I think they would have been past that long before now, worrying about Damian poisoning him. But otherwise, pretty good issue. Joshua Williamson was the writer, artist, and colorist is Simon DeMeo. And letterer Steve Wands and editor Ben Abernathy. Sorry, I butchered your name. So if you're looking for another Batman and Robin adventure, this one might be your bag. This next one was one I've been looking forward to a lot, and I like the cover of this issue too as well. That was Green Lantern issue #3. I love me some good Hal Jordan and Green Lantern action. 196 out of 201 liked it on League of Comics Geeks with a 4.2 average rating, where I gave it a 7.5. So once again, they were a little higher than me, but we both enjoyed the story. In this book, it was written by writer Jeremy Adams, artist, which I cannot without butchering this guy's name, Zermanico. Sorry, dude. No meanness implied there. Hal learns more about his mysterious Green Lantern ring while Sinestro makes a deal with the mysterious guild to launch a full-scale attack on Ferris Air. The Green Lantern is now faced with the realization that his greatest enemy is back on Earth and undoubtedly up to no good. Now, also, if you're a John Stewart fan, you're going to get some John Stewart information here for Homecoming, and this is going to lead into the new Green Lantern War Journal series. So once again, this is a spin-off for other Green Lantern fans as well. I thought this book had good art, interesting story, and you know what? It's really nice in this issue seeing Hal's more playful side. I really enjoy that part. I think we haven't seen that a whole lot in the last few years. The side story really is nothing more than an advertisement for the new series. But it does look interesting, and I'm going to be giving it a go as well and checking it out. Will you be checking out that new Green Lantern spin-off series? What do you think? I'm really interested to hear your thoughts on it as well. Now, the next one I read was World's Finest Teen Titans number 3. I gave it a 7.1, but League of Comics Geeks said 159 out of 166 liked it with a 4 average rating. Titans Con. As the Titans fandom converges on Metropolis by the thousands, the team crashes the con as a surprise, knowing will leave the Titans and their secrets exposed. While Kid Flash and Speedy show off for their crowds, a new teenage villain, the obsessive Toy Boy, shows up to wreak havoc and claim Wonder Girl for his own. Don't we all want to claim Wonder Girl for our own? Writers Mark Waid, artist is Emanuela Lupicino, colorist Jordi Belair, letterer Steve Wands, and that's where I'm going to stop on that part there. I thought, you know what, the art is decent. It's more cartoonish if you're into that style. I don't think it hurts with this particular series. It's a fun story, and so the art style, I think, fits it well. And I am going to say, I'm looking forward to learning more of this new Terror Titans. Hopefully they pull it off. If you read this issue, I want to know your thoughts. What do you think? I think this is a more playful spin on the series. It hasn't had the dark undertones we usually get in the Titans. And so it's been pretty interesting. Now, speaking of interesting, this next one I did not think was. And that's Astonishing Iceman number 2. Now, before we get out your pitchforks and things, just hear me out here. I thought the cover was pretty cool. Okay, 53 out of 55 liked it with a 4 average rating. That's not a whole lot of readership response there on this series, just so you know. And I gave it a lower score. I gave it a 6.9, no pun intended. Home is where the heartbreak is. The bait is set for Bobby Drake as the elements of doom target his hometown, terrorizing the town that raised Iceman. But to what end? They say you can't go home again, but if Iceman can't save the day, he might not have a home to return to. And the writer was Steve Orlando, and artist is Vincenzo Carrito, which I butcher, sorry about that. But here's the thing. I thought the art was decent in this book. Absolutely, yeah. And I do really think there was a nice part with Iceman and his mother, sort of patching and helping the relationship there. I thought that was a nice touch, and I did like that, and that brought up the book. But the main issue I have with this is when you have a new series, you have to have a really good hook to keep people reading and keep them excited about the series. And I just find the story dull. Did you read this? What did you think? I read it and it's like, it doesn't keep me intrigued, so much so that I don't think I'm even to bother with the next issue. I think I'm tapping out on Astonishing Iceman and not going to go to number 3. Are you going to try Astonishing Iceman number 3? It doesn't look like, based on League of Comics Geeks, that they're going to either. I mean, 53 out of 55 liked it. It's pretty good who liked it, but the numbers are not good there for the amount of people that are responding to that book. I don't know. Once again, the cover I thought was pretty good, but the rest just didn't hold up. Now, this next one I thought was intriguing to me, an interesting spin on things and something to give a try, and that's Avengers Incorporated number 1. I gave it a 7.2. League of Comics Geeks at 109 out of 117 liked it with a 4.1 average rating, which is a pretty strong start. I like this because it continues from the Wasp miniseries. I like Janet Van Dyne. I think she deserves more attention. She's been a pivotal member of the Avengers for many years, led the Avengers for many years, and I think in comic books she should get a little bit more attention and oomph. Al Ewing is the writer. Artist is Leonard Kirk. And here we go. Action, mystery, and adventure. Her name is Janet Van Dyne. She's a hero. She's a celebrity. She's hunting a killer. His name is Victor Shade. He's a villain. He's an enigma. He just got killed. And together they're out to solve every mystery in the Marvel Universe, starting with their own. And this is a different spin on the Avengers. So I like it so far. And I don't know how long it'll keep me interested, but I am enjoying it so far. It's an interesting story. And once again, it's nice seeing more Wasp, but also we get to see some Luke Cage in this, which I always think is cool too. And I'm not going to give away who we see in the last page of this issue. I'm going to leave that to you because I don't want to ruin it for you. But there's something at the last issue that's either going to make you go, holy cow, scratch your head, go, why? And that's up to you, and I'm not going to lead you to why. Decent art in this book as well. And I'm definitely going to be checking out the next issue because I want to see what's going to happen next. And if you're an Avengers fan but want something a little different for the Avengers, you might want to check this one out. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Now, speaking of disappointed, boy, am I going to get some hate, I think, this week for my reviews here. I'll get some thumbs down, definitely. The last one I was able to review today, I'll be reading some more later when I get time, but I just couldn't get them all in for the review, is Captain Marvel Dark Tempest number 3. 10 out of 12 liked it. Yeah, 10 of 12 on League of Comics Geeks. That's not hopeful numbers there. And I think that's a big problem right there. That shows a lot. And that's an issue I think I have with this issue. 3.3 average rating on League of Comics Geeks. I gave it a 7, so we're pretty much almost right on the mark there. And here we go. The creators are Anne Nocenti, I'm sorry I butchered your name, and artist Paolo Lilly. Once again, as you see here, I'm just bad with names. Anyway, we're introducing the Feral Five, the villainous debut there of them, and the duo of Nada and Nitro are together. Okay, yeah. But here's the whole thing. That's all I'm going to get into on that. The Feral Five is completely lame. I'm sorry. They are a lame group. You see them on the cover. They're more interesting on the cover than any pages in this book. They're just not good. So we got Nada's world-ending visions that they're, want to get rid of technology and all. The premise is sort of silly. The story isn't good, that great. I mean, it's decent at best, but it's also moving slow. So we have a slow-moving, not great story with new characters that are really nothing to write home about. They're really lame. And that's why I gave the book a 7. And I think I was being pretty generous there. And I think people are pretty much agreeing with me there as the readership is slipping based on the review numbers. I'm speculating there. But maybe you read it. What are your thoughts on that book too? But that's all I had time to read today. And by the way, before I go any farther, I want to say thank you to these wonderful people here. Without them, this channel wouldn't be here. If you like these videos and you're stuck around this far, would you mind giving me a like and maybe a subscribe if you think I've earned it? I'd greatly appreciate it. If you do want to help out the channel, you can help with subscribe star or a Patreon or even one-time donation down below. Okay, so we have some options there that you can help the channel. We really could use it. We appreciate it, and we're very thankful for all the help we've gotten. You are all awesome. Thank you for your time, and don't be afraid to share your thoughts, but please be kind. And what maybe I should have read. I do plan on reading more. I just haven't had time. Take care, everybody, and until next time. Here